हरि ओम नमस् हरि ओम नमः सर्वेभ्यः. We welcome you all for Bhagavad Gita English session. Now I request our Kavya.
Namaskara, ma'am.
Namaskara. Please chant Dhyana Sloka. Saira.
Om. 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 Om Partaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्तधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे पुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्रा येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः. सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्ससुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचानूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोतीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तकः केशवा पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगण्डोत्कटम् नानाज्ञानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितं लोके सज्जनषट्पदैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयात् भारतपङ्कजं कलिमला प्रध्वांसि न श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहमवन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदे गायन्ति यं सामगाः ज्ञानावस्थिततड्गटेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः. धन्यवादः.
बहु धन्यवादः काव्या.
Thank you.
ओम श्री कृष्ण परमात्मने नमः. अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः अर्जुन विषाद योगः. धृतराष्ट्र उवाच धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेतायुयुत्सवः मामकाः पाण्डवाश्चैव किमकुर्वत संजय. मंजरी भगिनी कृपया स्वीकरोतु.
Bhagini 67th and 68th.
Prabhakant, are you there?
अस्तु महोदय.
Please.
ॐ श्रीकृष्ण परमात्मने नमः. इन्द्रियाणां हि चरतां यन्मनोनुविधीयते तदस्य हरति प्रज्ञां वायुर्नावमिवाम्भसि तस्माद्यस्य महाबाहो निगृहीतानि सर्वशः इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता.
Dhanyavad Mahodaya. Welcome all for the English session of our Bhagavad Gita classes. So today we have to start from 67th shloka. So here Krishna is telling Indriyanam hi charatam yan manaha anuvidhiyate tadasya harati prajnam vayurnavam iva ambhasi. So Krishna is telling Indriyanam hi charatam yanmanaha anuvidhiyate, the mind which follows, which obeys the indriya. Suppose the indriyas will be dragging us to in so many different directions, and suppose the mind also follows those indriyas, what will happen? Krishna is telling. So our state becomes like if we obey the indriyas, wherever they drag us, they pull us, wherever we go, if we become very obedient to our indriyas and indulge in doing some wrong things, then what happens? Our mind, we get destroyed like how Vayur Nava Vivambhasi. The Krishna is giving some example here. Vayuhu Navam Iva Ambhasi. So, like how the wind carries away a small boat. Suppose there is wind and there is a small boat, and if the boatsman is not that trained to handle some different difficult situations, and if there is wind, so what happens if he doesn't know how to uh, drive that and how to take it in the proper direction? Then what happens? The boat starts moving in wherever the wind blows. So the boat, it doesn't have any particular destination. It will lose its destination and it has to go wherever the wind takes it. So sometimes it becomes upside down also, and sometimes it may sink also, because the driver, the boatsman, is not trained for difficult situations. So what happens? The just the wind carries away that boat. So anything can happen to that boat. It may become upside down, or it may totally sink down, or it may go in some other direction, go somewhere far away from its destination. So all these things can happen when the driver is not trained. So when the boat is allowed to go in the direction of wind, and wherever the wind takes us, so the boat goes. In the same way, suppose we allow our mind to go with the indriyas. So the indriyas are so dangerous that the indriyas never think what will happen in future if we do wrong things. So it will never guide us. Indriyas are always for the instant gratification, instant happiness, tatkala. So now I have to eat it, I have to consume it, so I feel happy. But it's not bothered what happens to my body if I do that. Suppose it is wrong thing, then the consequences, indriyas are never bothered. So what happens? The indriyas ask her to do, suppose if they ask us to do some wrong things, and if we obey the indriyas, then what happens? There may a time may come that we may have to suffer with some unbearable diseases or something if we obey the indriyas. So because the indriyas never see the consequences, indriyas are always for instant gratification. Today I feel happy, so I should do it. So we can use so many examples for this. Suppose I have a sore throat and I have throat pain also, and I see ice cream. So instant feeling is I should eat it. Variety of ice creams are there in front of me, and even though I am not well, but then also the tongue says that, oh, it's very delicious, you eat it. So that's what the tongue says. And if I listen to the tongue, then I may eat, then I will suffer from severe throat pain, and I may get fever also. And suppose if I have any important meeting tomorrow, I may miss that also. Suppose it's a child, then he or she may miss their exam also. Why? Because we have become the slaves of our sense organs. So one should have mastery over the sense organs, only then he can lead happy life. So one more example, very recently it happened in my school only. Recently means a year back. So there was a student, he was sick uh, just 3 4 days before his examination. Again he had the throat pain and cold those things he had. So his parents were so worried because he was writing 10th standard examination, and then 3-4 days before, he was little bit sickness was there. He had little cold and little throat pain, and then they took him to doctor, and doctor said that infection is not that severe, so we'll give him medicine. Definitely he can write examination, don't worry. So let him take rest, let him drink hot water, and take hot food, so nothing will happen. So he has to take care so that he can write exam. So but on the way, what happened was, there was some this food junctions will be there, no, fast food where they make these samosas and kachoris and this chats, so many things, whatever that fast food things. So he saw that, the boy saw that, he had, and he asked his parents that he wants to eat that. But parents said that no, no, it's your examination time, and also you are sick, so don't want, let your exams get over, then you can have it. The thing is, the eyes of the boy reported that there is a fast food joint or whatever you call, there is something like that. And then the nose also, this is called as indriyani indriyarthebhya. All these indriyas will be doing their duties. So the nose also reported that there is a very good fragrance, the smell is food smell is coming, so it's really very nice. The nose reported to its master, and then tongue reported to its master, tongue started watering, then it reported, yes, it is delicious, you should have it. And then eyes also reported, it's here. And there was so much of crowd, ear also just reported, see, people are telling it's tasty. And when he came away from that scenery, so the eye stopped reporting that. I started reporting whatever it seems. Some buses are there, some car is there, some crowd is there, the traffic signal is there. And when he reached home, the house and everything. So the eyes forgot that scenery, and it no more reports. It stopped reporting about that food joint. And then the same with the nose and the tongue. They also forgot. But the mind, no, the mind, it was not able to forget that. So that boy was thinking about those delicious food. He came home, his mother gave him very soft and hot food. He was not at all interested in eating that, and the boy didn't eat anything that day. And next day he was planning. His mind was with that joint food joint or that fast food. So next day morning, he was waiting for his parents to leave for duty. So when both of them left for duty, so the boy took some money from home, went to that food joint, and he ate variety of foods available there. Next day morning, he was hungry also, and then came back. And after 4 5 hours, that is by the time his parents came home after finishing their office duty, the boy was so sick. He had stomach upset also, and he had again the throat infection and cold also. So the parents were so shocked. In spite of giving medicine, why it happened, the boy didn't tell them. Then they again took him to doctor. Doctor was also clueless. Doctor started thinking that in spite of giving medicine, it has come like this, and again stomach upset also has started, means it may be something else. They said just admit him because we want to do so many tests on him, because why the stomach upset started suddenly, why is vomiting and lose motion, all these things started suddenly. So he was admitted in the hospital, and they started all the tests, all the endoscopy and all those things. And he missed the examination. It is so unbelievable that he missed the examination because they kind of food poisoning, because he ate so many things together. So he was throwing out continuously. So he was under, the doctors were monitoring him. But after that, after 4 5 days, then they told that nothing, it was maybe some slightly food poisoning or something had happened. But he lost 1 year for that. It is because he was the slave of his sense organs. He couldn't control his tongue. So it happens to children also, elders also. What I have taken is a very small example. So it can lead a person to very severe damage also. So there are some addictions like this, drugs or alcohol or cigarettes. So all these addictions are result of a person being slave of the sense organs. So if a person is master of the sense organs, then he can control himself. Then he knows what is good, what is bad, what we should eat. So he knows very well. So he also enjoys everything. It's not that he'll not enjoy, but he knows how much he should eat, when he should eat, and how he should eat. So the Ayurveda says that hitabuk, rutubuk, mitabuk. Hitabuk is homemade or fresh food, good food. Mitabhuk in a limited quantity, Rutubhuk according to the season. So if that is done and within that limit, everything becomes enjoyable. So that's what the Krishna is telling here. Indriyanam hi charatam yan mano adhivi anuvidhiyate, the mind which follows these indriyas. The indriyas, I have told you earlier that these indriyas are like the horses, uncontrolled horses. So they may take us in any direction. So if the mind goes behind them, then the person sees destruction, because indriyas don't know the consequences. So they'll never bother what happens if you consume this, if you do this wrong deed. So if you take wrong decision, indriyas are not bothered. Indriya's duty is to just report you. So it is the mind which takes the decision. So indriyani indriyarthebhyah. So the duty of the eyes is to see the things around. So it sees and it reports. And then similarly tongue. So just it sees and it reports. And then ear, it hears the good things or whatever comes on the way, and then it reports. So indriyani, they are doing their duty. So the final decision is taken by the mind. So if the mind is under our control, and mind is the master of the senses, so if we are the masters of the senses, then we can stay healthy also, and we can stay happy also, and still we can enjoy everything. If we become slaves of the senses, then uh, yes, there is some message. Many are saying, Rajlakshmi Bhagini, you saw the message? Bhagini? Yeah, yeah, because I saw some message. People are waiting, it seems. Please let them in. Okay, okay. Dhanyavad. So, what Krishna says is, Indriyanam hi charitam yanmano anuvidhiyate, the mind which follows the Indriyas, so it gets destroyed, like how a boat is carried away by the wind. If there is no control, if the boatsman is not trained, if he is not wise enough to use that wind to his according to his needs, then what happens to the boat? It may sink also. In the same way, if we are the slaves of the indriyas, then we also may get destroyed. If we are masters of our indriyas, then we can stay happy, fit, and we can enjoy the life. That's what is Krishna telling. And in next sloka, he continues, Tasmat, therefore, Yasya Mahabaho Nigrahitani Sarvashaha Indriyani Indriyarthebhyaha Tasya Prajna Pratishtita. Tasmat, therefore, Yasya, He Mahabaho, He Arjuna, Yasya, whose Indriyani Indriyarthebhyaha Sarvashaha Nigrahitani Tasya Prajna Pratishtita. Therefore, He Arjuna, Yasya, one whose Indriyani Indriyas Indriyarthebhyaha, by the materialistic pleasures, Nigrahitani Sarvashaha Nigrahitani, controlled by all the sides, sarvashaha, by all the sides, then tasya, his, it is said that his prajna is pratishtita, his wisdom is fixed. What Krishna is telling is, indriyani indriyarthebhya, we have seen just now that the eye, it is duty is to report whatever comes in front of it. So similarly, all the indriyas will be doing their duties, and then one who can withdraw all these indriyas from the indriyarthaha. So the sight, that is, I have told you many times, I think, rupa, rasa, gandha, sparsha, shabda, all these are indriyarthas. Through eyes, we perceive rupa, and then rupa, rasa, through tongue, it is rasa, rupa, rasa, gandha, through nose, it is gandha, and through ear, it is shabda, and then sparsha with the skin. So like this, so indriyani, these are five indriyani and their respective indriyarthaha vishayaha, the pleasures. So these are, so what a Titaprajna does, what a wise man does is, we have seen in the Titaprajna shlokas, kurmonganiva sarvasha yada samharate chayam. In that shloka we have seen kurmonganiva kurmonganiva sarvashaha. That is, the tortoise or the turtle. So what kurma, so what it does is, so it will be moving in the water, and I have already explained you this. So it has got a special ability that for its deha poshana, sharira poshana, it has to search food. So it spreads all the limbs, and then it will be roaming in the water in search of food. But it has got an ability to sense the arrival of the enemy, the big crocodiles. So when it senses the danger, what it does is it can withdraw all the limbs. It can withdraw all the limbs within its body, and it can sit like a rock. Its body outer shell also is very hard, so it looks like, and even if it touch also, the touch is also like a rock, and it looks like a rock. It looks like a rock. So the big animals like crocodile think that it's a, and then they just move away. So this is how it escapes from the danger. So in the same way, the Sitaprajna also, Deepika Bhagini, please mute. Dhanyavad. So this Sitaprajna also, what he does is Sthitaprajna also, he also has to do his Sharira Poshana. So he also has to earn, he also has to go to office, so he also has to mix with his friends, he also should have social life. He does all these things as any common person does. He also has a family, he does everything. But like the kurma, like the turtle, whenever he senses some danger around him, like his own friend circle only, there may be someone who is distracting him to do some wrong things, who is asking him for some uh, say some addictions, or asking him for some bad things, some drugs or something, or bribe or whatever. So any wrong thing, if someone tries to distract him, what he does, he just withdraws his limbs within. So he, there comes the difference between Sitaprajna and a common man. So Sitaprajna is not bothered what that person feels. Sitaprajna never tries to correct another person also. So but if that person, if he feels, if he senses anything danger around, anyone around him is doing some wrong things, then he never follows that, he never does that. So he withdraws himself. So if he senses any danger, like suppose somebody is doing some wrong thing, if possible he definitely corrects, or otherwise he just withdraws his limbs and sits, because he is sitaprajna. So that's what he's telling, indriyani indriyarthebhya, that is controlling the senses. Indriyani indriyarthebhya. So because he can control his senses, so he just withdraws. Till then, whenever they don't cross any limit, his friend circle or family members, till when they are within the limit, when they are in the framework of righteousness, the Sthitaprajna also moves with them, he also enjoys with them. But when he realizes that those people are crossing the limit, then he withdraws his limbs, and he never does wrong things. That's why he always stays calm from within, because he has not done any wrong things. So he stays calm from within. So tasmat yasya mahabaho, he mahabaho, or Krishna is calling Arjuna is mahabahu. So he says, one whose indriyas or the senses are controlled from all the sides, then indriyarthebhya, which are taken away from the sensual pleasures, indriyartha. So then his mind is fixed, tasya prajna pratishtita, his mind is fixed, he says. Mahodaya, read the next shloka.
अस्तु महोदय या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्यां जागर्ति संयमे यस्यां जागृति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुनेः
Uttamam shlokam. This is a good shloka. So Krishna says that Ya Nisha Sarva Bhutanam Tasyam Jagarti Sayami. Sarva Bhutanam, for all the animals, including us, for all the creatures. What is night? Ya Nisha. Nisha means night. Tasyam, in that time, during that time, Jagarti Sayami. Sayami, the Sitaprajna, the wise man, he stays awake. So when it is night for all of us, he stays awake. Yasyam Jagriti Bhutani. When it is daytime for us, when we are awake, when we are active in doing our daily routine, Sa Nisha Pashyato Munihi. That is night for this Muni, it seems. So this is the translation of this shloka. Let us see, go into the details of it. So Yasyam Jagriti Bhutani. First we'll see the second line. So when we are all awake, so when we are awake, what we do, we are very active. So from till morning till we go to bed, from the morning we'll be working. So what we do, for what we work, so first thing is we try to earn degree, and then next step is earning money, getting a job, and then getting a family, and then once the basic needs are fulfilled, that is getting a job and getting a family, he gets happiness. Then he tries to get love from the society, so he wants some friend circle and then family circle. And then next step, he now, if that is also satisfied, next step he wants to earn some name, and then next he wants to earn some fame, he wants some power, he wants some position. So there is no end. He keeps on just trying to get one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. And what happens, all individuals are like this. It's not only one person, 99%, 99.9% we can say, all of us are like that only. So we run from the birth till death, we run to earn something, earn money, earn love, earn family, earn name, earn fame, earn power, earn position. So one after the other, one is satisfied, we want next one more, one is satisfied, we want one more. So it is like this, because all of us rush for the same thing. All of that path is so crowded that there is a long queue to get the things. You know, for everything there is so much of competition, to get power or to get position, to get degree. So for everything there is competition, and then rush, and we are very active in these activities, we are very active. But Jnani, he doesn't want all these things. He is least bothered about money or power or position or anything. So he is least bothered. Why? He knows that this is always one day, there is no guarantee that we'll have it always, one day we'll lose it. So he knows that it is temporary. So there is always a threat of losing these things. So what Jnani does, is not interested in this. So when we are all active, he is sleeping, because he is not interested in all these things. So he is sleeping. That is night for him. That is andhakara for him. So when we are uh, longing to get name, fame, power, position, money, that Jnani will be sleeping. And then when is Jnani awake? When he will be active? So he will be active in doing meditation. He will be acting in seeking God, Brahman. He will be active in seeking truthfulness. He will be active in his Adhyatmika world, the spiritual world. And we, the common people, we are not at all interested. 99.9 people are not interested in that. Why? Because uh, common people, common person ask, how is God? Have you seen God? So there is no answer for it. So we have to say that we have not seen God. So he may ask, how is he? What is his akara? What is his shape? What is his size? What is his complexion? Tall, fat? No, nothing. So we can't describe him. So we say that he is nirvikaraha, nirvisheshaha, nirgunaha, isn't it? Then we say that he is everywhere. So God is within me, God is within you, God is outside also. Sarva Vyapta is all pervasive, is omniscient. Then, but we have never seen such a thing at all. We have never seen it. So people, it's so difficult to believe. So people ask, how can we believe? You are saying that he is within me also, within you also, within you also, and he is outside also, he is inside also, he is everywhere, he is there in space. Uh, what is that? Om Bhur Bhuvaswa Tat Savitur Om Bhur Bhuvaswaha. Bhu Bhuvaswaha is the earth, the Nabomandala, and Antariksha. So everywhere we say God is there. That's from Gayatri Mantra. So everywhere God is there. Then they ask, what is the proof? How to believe it? So it is so difficult to believe, because there is nothing like God. There is nothing. So we cannot give example and say that he is like this. But uh, And we say that yet he is powerful, isn't it? So he is negligible, we cannot see him at all, and he is everywhere, and he is within me also, within you also, and is powerful. So one small and maybe some similar example we can give is wind. So it cannot be seen, it's within me also. Without air we cannot stay for a fraction of a second also, isn't it? The breath, if it's not there, a person dies. So air is within me also, within you also, and it is everywhere also. So a similar kind of example we can give, because air is not there beyond atmosphere, but God is there. So similar I said, but yet air is powerful, it can do so many things, it has got energy also. And similarly there are so many things, energy we say. So energy is also not having any shape, size, color, so we cannot see it, it is subtle. So there are two entities in this world, one is Sukshma and one is Sthula. Sthula is something we can see with our eyes, the things like box or house or the school bag or whatever. And Sukshma is which we cannot see through our eyes, but we can experience. So these Sukha, Dukkha, they're all Sukshma. The energy, we say that I'm feeling very tired, I have energy today. I cannot show it to anyone, but I can experience it. In the same way, any emotions, pain, sadness, all these things, they don't have any shape, size, color. We cannot show that this is dukkha, this is sukha. No, it's not having any physical form, but it is so powerful that it governs us. So we experience that. Through our experiences, we know what is dukkha, what is sukha, what is pain, what is energy, all those things. So because we experience this sukha and dukkha, we believe that sukha dukkha are there. But we have not experienced God, so we may say that I don't believe in God. But Jnani doesn't say so, because he has experienced God. So suppose a person is having transistor, a radio, and then he can tune to any station whatever he wants, and he can listen to the music whatever he wants to listen. But a person who is not tuned to that frequency may say that there is no music at all. But those radio waves are there in the atmosphere. But only thing is we have to tune in to that frequency, then we'll get to hear the music. In the same way, the Jnani has tuned himself to the frequency of God and has established a communication with the God. But common man is not able to do that. So common man is not able to tune with the frequency of the God. That's why communication has not happened. So common man says that God is not there. Because we are not able to hear the music, because we don't have transistor, we cannot say that it is impossible to hear the music through radio. Radio waves are already there in the atmosphere. We are not able to tune, so we may say that it is impossible. So nothing is there. There is no music around us. But one who has tuned to that frequency, he can hear music. We cannot hear music. So in the same way, Jnani has tuned himself to the frequency of the God, so he is able to hear to the melodious divine music, which we are not able to. So that's why when he is active, busy in getting in establishing communication with God, it is total darkness for us. So it becomes night for us. So he is active, he is engaged in doing some spiritual sadhana. So we feel that it is total dark field for us. So we just sleep. So because we don't understand anything, we just sleep. So it is night for us. When we are active in getting name, fame, money, and all those things, so he doesn't want that. He is disinterested. So he sleeps. So that's how our day becomes night for him, and his day becomes day for us. That's what is Krishna is telling here. Day and nights are compared to jnana and ajnana. That's what the shloka says. I hope it is clear. Mahodaya, agre patatu.
अस्तु महोदय आपूर्यमानमचलप्रतिष्ठं समुद्रमापः प्रविशन्ति यद्वत् तद्वत् कामायं प्रविशन्ति सर्वे सशान्तिमाप्नोति न कामकामी.
धन्यवाद महोदय. आपूर्यमाणम् अचलप्रतिष्ठं समुद्रम् आपः प्रविशन्ति यद्वत् तद्वत् कामा यं प्रविशन्ति सर्वे सशान्तिमाप्नोति न कामकामी. Apuryamannam, paripurnam, the ocean which is having water brimful, to its full capacity, maximum capacity. Achala pratishtam, achala, which is fixed, which position is fixed. Samudra, all these two are the adjective to samudra. Apaha pravishanti yadvat. Apaha is water, the river water. So the natural instinct of all the rivers, however big the rivers may be, Ganga, Yamuna, Kaveri, Narmada, Godavari, whatever. So the instinct of these rivers is to run and merge with the ocean. So they cross mountains, they cross valleys, they cross countries, they cross cities and run to join this samudra. So day and night these rivers will be pouring their water to the samudra. Samudra is already brimful, but then also samudra is not unhappy that why these rivers are pouring water to me. And also in the quantity of samudra also there is no drastic difference. Even though so many rivers are coming and pouring waters, there is no much difference in the volume or in the pattern of the behavior of the samudra. So it is as it is. It is unchanged. So it is not moved by the adding of the water. And similarly, during summer, the lakes or the rivers, they get dried up, and the quantity of the water that is added to the samudra, it becomes reduced, and then also samudra is not affected. In the volume of the water in the samudra, again it doesn't change. So addition of the water also doesn't change the pattern or the volume of the samudra, or the reduction, the if it doesn't come, if the water doesn't come in the summer, that also doesn't make any difference. And in the summer, from the samudra, from the ocean, the water continuously gets evaporated, but that also doesn't affect this ocean. So that's why when the people are very calm, so they say that he is like a sagara, because he is not affected by any of these things. So how is this possible? So why the level of this ocean is like that, much 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 higher compared to the rivers? So because suppose there is a 6-month old baby and a mother. So the baby always, it constantly with its tiny feet, it keeps kicking the mother. So sometimes it pulls the hair, sometimes it scratches on the cheek of the mother. So many things it does. But mother is not at all affected physically or mentally or emotionally. Mother is not at all hurt, because she is much 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 in higher platform compared to the baby. In the same way, the samudra is in totally higher platform compared to the rivers. Even if water comes also, samudra is not affected. If water doesn't come also, samudra is not affected. So it keeps its just moving, flowing in its pattern. So that's why Krishna is telling, in the same way, for the Sthita Prajna also, the waves of likes and dislikes just hits Sthita Prajna, like how the river water hits the Samudra. So for Sthita Prajna also, it is day and night, all these likes and dislikes come and hit him, but then also he is like a Sagara, he remains calm and quiet. So he is not bothered. So even if there is pouring of praises on him, then also he is not bothered. Or there may be some bad news also. Someone may tell that so and so died, or his own close relatives died, or someone may say so and so is born today, so you have got some grandchild, so a newborn has come today, or someone has died. So for both the things he is not too elated or too depressed. And then ninda, stuti, sukha, dukkha, dvandva, so many things keep hitting him, rocking him, but then also he doesn't care for, because he knows that all these are temporary. So the money comes for him, many times the money comes, name comes, fame comes, power comes, but he remains the same. He does his duty, but he remains the same, and he never demands anything. So we have seen some people for this awards and all, so they take some recommendations, they fill the form, they give some bribe. But Chittaprajna is not like that. He also, because of his dedicated work, he also may get many awards. In fact, the Chittaprajna gets more rewards, awards, name, fame from compared to the common man, because he is not working for these things. He is just doing his duty with dedication, and all these things are following. He is not following any name or fame, but they are following him. But he is not at all attached to that. So like the sagara, in spite of the water coming and joining, or sometimes water not coming, like how the sagara will be the same in both the situations, Titaprajna also is same in spite of hitting of the waves of likes and dislikes. So that is the meaning of this shloka. Mahodaya, agre patatu.
अस्तु महोदय विहाय कामान्यः सर्वान् पुमांश्चरति निःस्पृहः निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः स शान्तिमधिगच्छति
धन्यवाद महोदय. विहाय यह पुमान् सर्वान् कामान् विहाय चरति निःस्पृहः निर्ममः निरहङ्कारः सः शान्तिम् अधिगच्छति. यह पुमान्, यह one who, puman is a man, a person, a human. Sarvan kaman vihaya charati, giving away all the desires. Charati, nisprahaha, nirmamaha, nirahankaraha. One by one, we'll see the meanings of all these words, detailed meanings. So, yaha sarvan kaman vihaya. So, we'll see what are these kamaha. So, to this context of this shloka, that is, we have seen something, it may be in TV or it may be in somebody's house, and then we want to have it. So then what happens? If I want to have it, as long as I have that desire, I have wish to have that, then I will not keep quiet. I become so restless that I start gathering information, and I start, if it is how to gather money for that, even if it is beyond my uh, financial capacity. Also, sometimes a person tends to buy that because he has liked it, he has seen it, so he should have it. So then, till he gets that, somehow he has to make so many arrangements to buy that, but then also he becomes so restless until he buys that. So he is active in taking that, and Krishna is telling he should leave vihaya. So this kind, if you see something and at any case, if you want to have that, then that's not good. So what we should do? Sarvan kaman vihaya. Sarvan, these kind of things that we have seen it and we want to have it. So those things we should give up, says Krishna. We should give up such kind of desires. Then next is nispraha. So actually spraha is attachment. So in this particular context, the spraha, like, so in the previous example, I told you that we see something and we want to have it. So next, sometimes we are not seen that, but we have heard about it. We have heard its greatness. We have heard its glory, and we want to visit that place. We want to have it. So it happens so many times. So we want to have it because we have heard about it. We have read about it. So we want to enjoy that. So this, it can be a swarga also. There are so many lokas, so we have read about it, so we want to enjoy that. So what happens if we spend all our austerities in visiting the swarga? You know that many times I have told. So the getting the moksha gets delayed. So what is swarga? It is like a Europe tour. Whatever we have earned punya here, we'll go and enjoy there, and we'll finish there. When the punya becomes zero, we have to again come back to earth and start from the scratch. So that's why Krishna is telling, give up this also. This is nispraha. One should become nispraha. So I have taken the ultimate high example of swarga, but it can be anything. The something we have not seen, but then also we want to see it. First case, we have seen, so we want to have it. Second case, we have not seen, so we want to have it. So then nirmamaha. Third one, nirmamaha. Mama means mamakara. Mamakara means affection or attachment again. So nirmamaha. So what is that attachment? We have seen many times about it. So it is mine, it belongs to me, possessiveness. So it can be about our family, it can be anything. So I have seen nowadays people talking about possessiveness with their pet animals. So when I asked people, what are your ragas, or what are your mamakaras, attachments? So someone told me that it is their pet animal, someone told it is their friend, someone told it is their parents, someone told it is their children, some youngsters told that their attachment is with mobile phones. So they were so honest. They told that we cannot live without that. A single day we cannot spend without using the mobile. So these are all the attachments. So what happens if we are too attached? It is so danger. That's what Krishna is telling. One, I have told you in the previous shlokas also. Once if we get attachment, vita raga bhaya krodha. Once if we get attachment, then what happens? We develop possessiveness. It can be anything, as I told you. It can be our children, our spouses, our parents, our pets, our gadgets. So it can be anything. What happens? We develop possessiveness. It belongs to me. No one should take it. So then once that possessiveness comes, next step is fear. If someone snatches it from us, so fear of losing starts. So fear is very horrible emotion. So a person cannot have happiness when fear is there. So this when he gets this mamakara, then it leads to fear. And then the fear sometimes that fear comes true because nothing is permanent. So naturally the fear of losing, it comes true. Someone may snatch it, or the person, he himself may go away from us. Then what happens? That leads to anger. Anger is still more horrible emotion, which takes away our physical and mental health, and then the person sees destruction. So that's why Krishna says nirmamo bhava, nirmamakaraha, detached. Be detached to everything. It can be gadgets, or it can be people, or it can be person, whatever. And then nirahankaraha, ahankara, the ego. So the thing is, one should not feel that nobody is as great as me. Like it can be a person can be prime minister also, it can be chief minister also. So if he is egoistic, then we lose respect in him. We stop giving respect. It's very natural. And one can be a very talented person. He can be a scientist, or he can be an artist. He can be anything. If he himself thinks that there is no one who is as talented as me, there are two danger things. One is he becomes egoistic, so he becomes isolated, nobody comes near him. And one more thing is, if he thinks that nobody is as talented as me, I'm the topmost, learning stops there. He is closing all the windows of learning. If I say I'm a learner, or I don't know anything, so we have kept all the windows open to learn. If we say that I know everything, then the learning stops there. So we become like stagnant water. So no one, because learning never ends in this life. So it is like a big ocean, so there is no end for that. So no one should think that I know everything. So that is the one more thing. So one should not be egoistic about their uh, property or money, or about their degrees, about their vidvat, that is knowledge. And we have seen that even also for the adhyatmikata, even for that also, spiritually I'm so strong, I do so much of tapas, I do so much of yajna, there is no one who is equivalent to me, and I am sitaprajna. Sitaprajna is such a peculiar thing, that is, if a person says that he is Chitaprajna, then he is no more. He is no more Chitaprajna. Because the real Chitaprajna never knows that he is Chitaprajna. He is calm from within for everything, but he doesn't know that he is Chitaprajna. So the moment he gets that ego, or he wants to have that title, then he is no more Chitaprajna. So we have seen the story of Vishwamitra. So in the austerities also. So why he wanted to become Brahmarshi? He wanted to beat Vasishta. He wanted to take away that cow. So he wanted to beat Vasishta. So he started doing tapas. And we have seen how he lost his austerities in between. And finally, what was the condition to become Brahmarshi? So he had to go and bow down to Vasishta. And that is the ultimate killing of the ego. Because the Vasishta was his rival, but the condition was he should go and bow down to Vashishta, and Vashishta should approve that he is Brahmarshi. So that's why when totally he was away from his ego, Vishwamitra, only then he got that Brahmarshi Padvi. It's a nice lesson for the children also, that Vishwamitra story, because Vishwamitra didn't give up. So many times he slipped, but then also He struggled to climb, then finally he became this Brahmarshi, and he gave Gayatri Mantra to the world. So Vishwamitra is also equally great in this best example that one should never give up. So again he tried, and finally he became Brahmarshi. So Vishwamitra is best example for the ego in the path of spirituality. So there also ego, that is, I do tapas, I do this, then also it will not work. So ego in any field, if we have, then we cannot become Sitaprajna. So that is called as Nirahankaraha. So one who is not having any kama, Nishkamaha, Nisprahaha, Nirmamaha, Nirahankaraha, Sa Shanti Madhigachati. One who has acquired all these qualities, then he will get Shanti, peace of mind. And then what happens when he gets peace of mind? He tells in next shloka. Mohodaya Patatu.
अस्तु महोदय। एषा ब्राह्मी स्थितिः पार्थ नैनां प्राप्य विमुह्यते स्थित्वा स्यामन्तकालेऽपि ब्रह्मनिर्वाणमुच्यते।
Esha Brahmi Sthiti Partha. This is Brahmi Sthiti. What is Brahmi Sthiti? When a person becomes Nispraha, Nirmamaha, Nirahankaraha, and give up all his desires, negative emotions, so Kama, Krodha, Madha, Matsara, and all those things, then he becomes, he gets a state called, his status called as Brahmi Sthiti. That condition is called as Brahmi Sthiti. So, hey Partha, a person when he gives up all his moha, spraha, mamakara, kama, all those things, then he is upgraded to a status called as Brahmi Sthiti, and na enam prapya vimuhyati. Once he gets that, then he will not uh, come down, like he will not get mixed up with the materialistic things. So because that Brahmi Sthiti is much higher position, because it is on the Adhar of Brahma. So one who gets Brahmi Sthiti, he can experience the existence of Brahma. So it is like an entire, he is within Brahma only. It's like a sponge. So if you immerse a sponge, I hope all of you have seen a sponge. So if you immerse that in water, what happens? Every side, each and every hole absorbs water. So what happens if you press that, or if you just somewhere also, if you little bit also you press, everywhere water comes. In the same way, this Dhyani, one who is Jnani, one who has got this Brahma Nirvana, so everywhere in him, everywhere Brahman, that knowledge is there, and wherever you press, he shares the knowledge. Wherever you ask about him, so he gives only that Brahmanubhava. What Anubhava he has, only that he gives. Because he has everywhere, his kana kana is filled with Brahman. So that is called as Brahmi Sthiti. And uh, he will never get back to the worldly affairs. Na, na enam prapya vimuhyati. Once he gets that status, then he is never bewildered by any of the materialistic things. It is like the gold. So when we get the gold in the earth crust, it is not as pure, as shining, as lustrous as we see the gold, the normal gold. It is mixed with mud, it is mixed with so many alloys, it is mixed with so many ores. So there are series of procedures to separate that gold from the so many ores. So they'll heat it, they'll separate it, they'll filter it, and so many procedures are there. So after undergoing all those procedures, what gold we get, once we get it, it is the pure form of gold. So once we get that gold, then wherever you keep, you can keep it in mud, you can keep it in sand, it will not get mixed up with sand or mud. But earlier it was mixed up with that mud in such a way that we are not able to see where the gold is. So we had to treat that under so many parnases and all those things, and then we extract that gold. But once it is extracted, once we got the pure form of gold, even if you keep it in mud or sand or anywhere, heap of sand, but that gold will not mix with sand. In the same way, the Brahmajnani, once if he attains that Brahmajnani position, that Brahmi sthiti, then even if he is with this materialistic world, materialistic mean-minded people, then also he will never go back to his original status. He remains as a Brahmajnani. Na enam prapya vimuhati. He is never gets moha about this worldly affairs. And then sthitva sam antakalepi brahma nirvanam krichati. So because he has got already this status brahmi sthiti, so then what happens? So now he will never go back, we have seen. So antyakale, at the end, when he gives away this body, so he will be having this, already he has got this state, so he will get brahma nirvana, he will get moksha, he will get salvation. So if a person gets this brahmi sthiti at the age of 30, then entire another 40, 50, 80, whatever is remaining his age, so he will be jivan mukta, he will be enjoying the life without zero sufferings, because he is Sthita Prajna already. So he is doing his duties like others do, but he is Jivan Mukta, so he is very happy. And if a person gets it at 60 years, then suppose if he has life till 20 years, then also he enjoys. Suppose a person gets in the last, like suppose before 2 years of his death, if he gets this Brahmi Sthiti, then also he gets salvation. Suppose a person is practicing these things, that is nirmama, nirahankara, nispraha, and he gets death. So then what happens? The sadhana that he has done this life, it is not wasted. So next life, he can continue from where he had stopped in this life, and then again he does sadhana, and then he attains moksha. That's what he is telling. Anta kalepi brahma nirvanam ruchati. Any age, any time, if we start practicing these things, it is always beneficial. So one should start these things, because it gives the results on daily basis. If we experience happiness when we are detached from these things, as and when we move away from these things, we feel so happy, because the critics or comments or the whatever people are doing around us, we are not affected by that, so we start experiencing that happiness. So that is called as brahmi sthiti. So this is the end of second chapter, and second chapter was really, as I told you, it is index of entire Bhagavad Gita. So it's really very, very useful and very full of knowledge. This chapter is very solid chapter it is. So if you people have understood it, then it's really great. And I feel that I request all of you to keep repeating, revising, reading the second chapter, which is really very nice chapter. So with this, I end. I'm sorry I took full time. So we can do Parayana also if you can stay for some time. Only 6 shlokas we have done today. We can do 6 shlokas Parayana and we can conclude today's session. Dhanyavad sarvebhya.
Namaste Bhagini.
Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste sarvebhyah.
Namaste.
Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samasta Sanmangalani Bhavantu. Bhagini, only 6 slokas.